I don't understand it. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. In the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand it. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. In the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand it. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. In the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Girl, you're making it hard for me. Girl, you're making it hard for me. Girl, you're making it hard for me.
Hey everybody, so today we have the wonderful world of Spirits Unleashed, and I'm going to go ahead and invite them on. Hey guys,
How's it going?
good, how are you?
Oh, it's another beautiful night in Iowa.
Awesome, awesome. So the first question I want to ask you guys is, what has been your all-time favorite investigation that you've done so far?
Boy, you want to start with that one?
I don't even know. I think the Kate Shelley investigation that we did was probably our funnest one that we did. Just going to the museum and learning the history behind her adventure and her heroism. It's a hard word to say. But just going out into the woods and following like her footsteps and everything, it was amazing.
It's almost like a good mystery book.
Yes.
You get sucked right into it, and you just can't stop. You got to go and finish it.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as me, I mean, I would agree 110% with Sam. That was by far one of our best investigations that we've ever had. Not only did we catch a lot of evidence, a lot of voices that made sense, kind of almost had the same theme as the whole story, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a wonderful adventure, really rich taste of history to be able to walk the same exact trail that Kate Shelley walked back in the 1800s.
Gosh, that had to have been cool.
Amazing.
That's very cool. Did you guys? What kind of EVPs and did you guys get out there?
So one of the ones that really stood out to me, and in order to kind of understand it, we're going to kind of give you a breakdown of the whole Kate Shelley story. So back in the 1800s, there was a 17-year-old girl that lived over by the Honey Creek Bridge. There was a train tracks that ran through that area. And there was severe storms that had came through and just completely pounded that area for a couple nights. So the water level was extremely high, and there was a train engine number 12, that was running backwards from Boone to Moingona to check on the condition of the tracks. But when it crossed over the Honey Creek Bridge, the bridge ended up collapsing and it fell into the waters below. Two crew members survived, but one died. Kate Shelley ended up hearing what happened, so she ran through the old carriage road to the Des Moines River Bridge that crossed over the Des Moines River, and basically crossed that in a tremendous storm in the pitch black just to reach the other side to warn the other crew members that were on the other side of the incident, so they could send help to come rescue these crew members. So when we were standing by the what remains of the Des Moines River Bridge, because the bridge is no longer there, it's just the what do you call those?
Just
the bridge,
structures.
yeah, like the bridge supports that used to hold the bridge up. That's the only thing that's there anymore. So when we were standing by those, and I was talking, we ended up getting an EVP. It first started off with west, and that's the same direction that the train was running to get to Moingona. It was running westbound from Boone to Moingona. And then right after we got west, we got backwards and then died. So, I mean, that really tied into the story of what happened there. And it literally sent chills down my spine. Like it was crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot. I love the history behind all of the investigations. And it literally just blows my mind. Where have you gone that has been the most exciting? I guess this kind of goes along with the comment that I just did, but where has been the most exciting place that you guys have been?
Exciting as in like a fun exciting, or exciting as in like an absolutely terrifying experience exciting?
Well, we can do both if you want.
So I'll go with the terrifying experience exciting. We did an investigation in a place called Geagle Woods, also known as Little Africa. This place is just absolutely filled with really dark history, ranging from the Civil War time with a bunch of what is it? Capital punishment hangings occurring there, all the way up until what was it, the 1920s or something like that, with a tremendous amount of KKK presence there, and a lot of bad things happened within that area of the woods.
Right.
So we went down there and did an investigation. I think we were about a quarter of the way through with our investigation, and I ended up seeing cold spots on our thermal camera. So I went over to investigate these cold spots to see if I could debunk it. And the minute I got over there, we got a voice coming over stating to, what did it say? It said, "Watch this."
Yeah.
And then right after it said, "Watch this," it said, "I'm trying." And then not even 15 to 20 seconds later, I was grabbed and like pulled back. Like it absolutely scared the living hell out of me.
I don't want you to think I'm being rude by saying that, but that's kind of awesome in a way, because that's the stuff that we all kind of thrive for in this field.
Right. Yeah, no, it was an experience. I can honestly say that it's probably something that I don't ever want to experience again. I'm
Right.
perfectly okay with them talking to me and us communicating that way, but that touch, it was I had to question if I even wanted to continue doing this or not, you know.
Right. Well, it had to have been scary. I would have been like, oh, I don't know if I would have been scared or if I would have been like on a super high charge of, oh my gosh, what just happened? So, do you guys have any upcoming events coming up?
We do. We're actually really really excited about this. So we just got confirmation that on April 7th we will be going to the Edinburgh Manor.
Nice.
And we are extremely excited to do this. This is one of the top most haunted places in Iowa, and I believe in the United States, if I remember correctly, I think it ranks number 5 in most haunted places in the United States.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I've heard a lot about Edinburgh Manor, and it's actually a place that I would want to go to sometime in the future if I get the chance to.
Yeah, we are extremely excited about this.
Yes.
Like, time can't go fast enough for this.
Right.
That's cool. That's really cool. So what kind of tools do you guys use on your investigations?
So right now, we're kind of low budget. We use an app on our phones right now called GhostTube. I know there's a lot of hate out there for GhostTube.
There is, but
We were kind of skeptical at first too, until
Mhm.
we started getting like legitimate answers to the questions that we were asking. Like it started to make sense, you know. I do believe it. I do trust that app.
Yep.
But we are in the works of getting better equipment. Sam, I just think today, right? Today you bought some cat pods.
Actually, Friday.
Friday, okay.
I bought the 4-pack of the cat balls. I guess they're motion sensor or something. I've heard a lot of paranormal investigators using them, so figured we'd try those, see if we like them or not. And then this coming Friday, I'm planning on getting the REM pod and an EMF reader just to kind of help us out a little bit more than just our phones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Try and think. When you were a child, did you have any fantasies of doing what you're doing now, or were you able? Do you have any gifts?
So as a child, I experienced, a lot of supernatural growing up and stuff, and I was very sensitive to it. I still am very sensitive to it. I can sense if it's a bad energy or a good energy or something just doesn't feel right and we should go. So I am definitely very sensitive to all of that. So yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to look into it more and stuff. So I guess as a child, yeah, I fantasized doing this.
As for me, I mean, I didn't think I'd be a part of this at all. I mean, growing up, like I didn't believe in the paranormal. I didn't believe in any kind of like life after death or anything like that. I actually had a paranormal experience when I was 16. A really close friend of mine had passed away, and due to circumstances, I wasn't able to make it to the funeral, and I felt like absolute trash because I couldn't make it there. I was basically beating myself up over it, and I fell into a really dark depression because of it. And I remember one night I was laying in bed. I had just fallen asleep, and I felt the end of my bed kind of sink down, like somebody had sat down at the end of my bed. Half awake, I kind of woke up thinking that it was my roommate. So I kind of kicked my feet to kick them off, and there was nothing there. So I quickly kind of jolted up out of bed and looked, and I mean, you could see an imprint of somebody sitting on the bed. And the only thing I remember is just a voice saying, "It's okay." And it sounded just like my friend's voice. And then basically I woke up the next day, and that was it. To this day, I still don't know if it was just a dream or if it actually happened to me. That's why I always call myself the walking contradiction of the group. I am 50% believer, 50% skeptic, and they clash all the time. I'm the first one in the videos to try to debunk something. I can honestly say, though, since I've started this, my belief factor has definitely skyrocketed, and I do believe that there is paranormal and there is life after death, and I just I want to tag more into it and learn more about it, and that's basically what these investigations are doing. They're teaching me more about this, along with Sam, because she has a lot more experience with this stuff than I do. So as I'm going, she's teaching me.
Okay, with that, Sam, do you think that you're going through an awakening?
I'm not quite sure what that means.
Um, so an awakening is basically something that, let me see, I don't want to get this wrong. With like gifts and like sensitive gifts, is it more coming out more as you go out on more investigations?
Yes. Yeah, I do believe the more investigations I go on, the more, I guess you would call, awakening to my gifts and stuff. I do know I have to be kind of careful with it. There was a couple times back in my 20s when I did investigations, I did get possessed at one point, and trying to avoid that. So I did learn my lessons, and I know how to respect the spirit world and stuff. I've had to tell him to do that as well. Don't mock them, don't provoke them or anything like that. Like if they're being jerks to you and calling you names, don't antagonize them because it could be bad.
Gotcha. So if you guys could go anywhere in the world and do an investigation, where would you guys go?
I'm trying to think of that. Rose Red, that mansion from Stephen King. It's an actual mansion. I would love to go there. I can't think of the name of it.
Is that
The Rose Red Hotel?
Yes.
Is it okay?
I actually know where that's at.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's in Lakewood, Washington.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like I did some research on it, and there's actual like hauntings and stuff there, and I think that would just be so amazing to go there.
I'm like so like fascinated with that place. I didn't realize that where we went to go blackberry picking when I was younger was right down the hill from it.
Oh,
wow.
But
Oh. So I mean, if I could do an investigation anywhere, I think I would love to go to the Alcatraz State Prison. That's always been a thing of mine. Even when I was younger, I took a vacation out there with my family, and we did the prison tour. And I don't know, there was just something about it that I was fascinated by. And just knowing that, the dark history that had happened there, not just the dark history, but just all the history that lies within those bricks, man. I mean, it would just be an amazing investigation, I think. Right.
definitely. And there's more there than just the inmates. There's tons of stories about what they saw and what they went through, and it's an interesting place.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think of something real quick. When you guys were kids, did you have any thoughts of anything paranormal?
I've already kind of gone over this, so you go ahead.
Like, what do you mean by thoughts of paranormal?
Like, did you understand it? Is it something that was around? No.
I never understood it, and I always had like this spirit in my closet, and Mom always said, "Oh, it's just your imaginary friend. It's your imagination." So I never understood that it was paranormal or anything like that.
Yeah. Tyler says that he watched the one when you got possessed.
Oh, so it wasn't necessarily a possession. It was what was the word you used for
Spirit
it?
obsession.
Spirit obsession.
Yeah.
Basically, the energy and the feelings from that spirit were transferred onto me. Um, that was a very interesting adventure too. I have never felt so irritated and so angry while doing an investigation. And I am 100% positive that that energy was coming from that negative spirit that we first encountered when we got there. I mean, it was definitely weird.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
No, not at all.
When we got home, I cleansed the entire house just to be safe because I didn't like it.
That's always good. That's always good. Boundaries are important.
Yeah.
Do you know if anybody in your family has the same gifts or is into the same paranormal activities?
I know my biological mom, she senses a little bit, but she tries to ignore it, especially now. She's trying to just, how would you say it? She's trying to find God more in her life, so she's trying to shun out the paranormal and spirits like that, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Okay.
yep, definitely. How about you, John? Does any of your family, are they in the same thing?
I mean, I have family that's interested in the paranormal. Like my dad, he's one of them. He he's subscribed to our YouTube channel. He watches every video that we post. You know, he absolutely loves it. He thinks it's very entertaining to watch. As far as anybody in my family that has like any kind of sensitivity or gifts per se, I don't believe that there's anybody in my family that's sensitive. I can't even say that I'm sensitive. I mean, we go somewhere and she can just look at something and be like, "Yep, there's definitely something here," and I'm like, "I don't see anything. Like I don't feel anything," you know.
Well, it's like when we first moved into our place that we're in now. I literally told him several times there is something in this house. Like he's a friendly ghost. Like he'll touch your hair or like just touch your arm or open a cabinet. And he never believed me. And then one day I got ghost tube out and I was like, I told you.
Right. Yeah, and those ones are always the friendliest ones because once they see that you see them, they start to play around more.
Yeah.
So we got a question here for you from Tyler. He says, "Do you guys pray before an investigation?"
Do we pray before an investigation?
Yes.
I do not. I do believe myself to be a man of God. I can't necessarily say that I am how would you put that? Like like a heavy man of God. I do believe that there's something out there. I do believe that there's something watching over us. You know, I go to church every now and then. I don't go to church all the time, you know. But as far as praying before an investigation, no. We just kind of get there, we start our investigation, but before we leave, Sam always lets the anything that's around us know that they are not welcome to follow us or attach themselves to us whatsoever.
Okay. Do you guys ever record your trips over to your investigations?
Record our trips there?
Yes.
We're on the way there.
Oh, no, we do not. We usually just start recording once we get there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Once we get enough subscribers and followers from our platforms that we're on, and we can go live, then we can start live streaming the entire, the setup to the investigation to the takedown. We can start doing all that. But for the time being, it's just the videos of the investigation.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see, we got another follower here. Do you do any like boundaries before you go on investigations? Not necessarily praying, but do you like set boundaries?
I think the most, I ever say is, don't piss them off, don't be mean to them, don't, provoke them in any way. Like, if I feel like it's bad and that we need to get out of that area, then you need to listen and we need to go. Like, that's about it.
Yeah, Sam, she's kind of like the safety switch per se. The minute she looks at me and she goes, "We need to go," that's when we go. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If she doesn't feel safe, then it's not safe, and we're out.
Yeah, it's very important to listen to your intuition. I can say that from experience. We had a lot of experiences with I forget what they call that. Oh, not shadow people, but I forget what they call the. Darn it, my brain just went totally away from me.
It happens to me all the time. Don't feel bad.
I hate it when it does it though when I'm on film because I should know better. Oh, Banshee.
Yeah.
We ran into a Banshee once and it was quite frightening. And then we ended up running into a deer in the middle of nowhere and it was like really weird.
Oh,
Wow.
And I was like, oh no, not dealing with that.
out.
But have you guys ever ran into anything like that?
You've caught a few pictures of some pretty creepy shadow figures.
Yeah, I've caught in, the shadow figures and stuff like that, but running across a random animal after a terrifying event, no. I mean, we've had some terrifying events, especially I got attacked at a cemetery when we did a night investigation there, and
Good old Vager Cemetery.
I was done. The moment you hurt me or touch me, I'm done. I'm like, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I was done the moment I heard that scream. I was like, that's the scream you just don't mess with.
Yeah, you leave it alone and walk away.
Yep. In fact, my crew at the time wanted to go and investigate it, and I was like, no, we're just going to go.
Yeah.
Alright. We got a question here from Sean Tyson. He says, what is the next investigation?
So our next investigation, we were hoping to do that abandoned brick factory, but we drove by it last weekend, and we're not going to be able to do that one because they have people there and they're getting ready to demolish it, which is super sad. We really, really wanted, not only do an investigation there, but just to explore it because it's huge. It's absolutely huge, and it's an old brick factory that was built in the 1800s, and then it stopped production in 1988, I think it was. So it's been around for decades, and it's just basically just rotting away. And I thought it would have been a great area, not just to do a paranormal investigation, but just for an urban exploration.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's the mystery behind it because a lot of equipment was left behind and stuff, and no one knows why. You can't find any information of why they all just up and left everything. So just to try to do a paranormal investigation there, just to maybe get some answers. I'm not sure if it is haunted, just because when we did do our research, we couldn't find anything on it. So we wanted to explore it, see what we could find.
Is there anybody that you can contact before they tear it down?
No, they're actually in the process.
They're in the process. They got all the equipment there, and it looks like already half of it's already been demolished. So at this point, even I don't recommend doing this to anybody who's listening to this, but even sneaking in right now, it wouldn't be safe at all.
I don't have the guts for that.
But to 100% answer the question that was asked, our next investigation will be the Edinburgh Manor. So we're kind of on a break right now because of the winter weather that we have out here in Iowa. So April is going to be our next investigation. For the time being, just to kill time, we are uploading scary stories to YouTube for the time being. So
Tyler says, what is your favorite moment in the paranormal?
Favorite moment?
Yeah. Like while you're doing your investigation. I'd probably say getting the responses.
I think it's the rush for me, to be honest. I mean, when I first agreed to do this, like I thought I was going to be bored. I thought I was going to be sitting there looking like I'm talking to myself, But once I actually started doing it, like it's an addiction. It really is an addiction. I cannot get enough of it. If I could do it every day of the week, I'd do it every day of the week.
I agree. I agree with that.
It's definitely a lot of fun, and then doing your research on the places that you want to go investigate and stuff is actually a lot of fun too. I definitely enjoy that.
Yeah, she's like the book nerd over here. She's the research lead, is what I like to call her. I help with some research, but most of all of our history comes from her.
Yeah. Yeah, you tell me you can't find it, I'll probably find it.
Awesome. Well, guys, this has been absolutely fun. Trying to think. What do you think you will go in the future? Besides Edinburgh, where do you think you'll go?
We've already got 2024 completely planned out.
We got the
Squirrel Cage Jail. God, what else was there? The Valeska Axe Murder House.
I think Children of the
Children of the Forest.
Yeah. We got
a bunch.
Yeah.
We got a bunch.
Yeah.
I think we have in total 15 places to do in 2024.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Tyler says, do you think y'all collab with any teams or investigators?
I mean, I'm open for it. I'm just we're both not sure like who's out here to collab with. I know when we do the Edinburgh Manor, we're meeting up with somebody there she has her own paranormal group out here. I haven't gotten too much information on it yet since it's kind of being set up by a friend of a friend almost. You know what I mean?
Is it Kat Armstrong?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
She
is.
is a lovely lady.
Okay. Yeah, she is. She's supposed to be our guide, and so I'm assuming that we're gonna have a little collab with her. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have fun. She's awesome.
All right, I like to hear that.
Right.
um, when you guys go out on these investigations, how many people are usually with you? Is it just you two, or do you?
It's just us. We are a two-person investigating crew.
Okay.
I mean, we would be more than happy to have other people join us, but for the time, it's just me and Sam.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys, I have had a lot of fun. We are at the 36 mark. Can you believe it? We've been talking for about a half an hour now.
Oh wow. I thought it was only 15 minutes.
I'm kind of wondering if there's any more comments from the audience. Go ahead and comment now, and we'll go ahead and answer those for you. Sean says he wants to see more.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
Definitely will. We have a very interesting 2024 ahead of us. So
Yeah, that's for sure. It can be exciting.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's about that time. And I loved getting to know you guys, and
Same here.
we'll have to have you on again.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in the back real quick, along with myself, and then, oh, hold on, we got another one. Tyler says, do you think y'all do road trip investigations?
Eventually.
Eventually. There are a few places that we would like to go that are outside of Iowa. Like outside of Iowa, not just like, down in Minnesota or,
Right.
across the river over here to Kansas. I
Yeah.
mean, there are some places where we really want to travel. There's places in California, Florida. I mean, we really want to
Oh yeah.
buckle down and do some long road trip investigations.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to Florida, you'll have to visit Austin. He's in Florida.
Okay.
And, he knows exactly where the Devil's Tree is at.
Okay, there we go. That sounds like it's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's an interesting one.
Bring the sage. Just with that.
Right.
Just
Well, awesome, you guys. Thank you for coming on to the
Thank you for having us.
the Mystic After Dark. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and put you in the back real quick. Thank you guys for being in the audience and asking questions. We love every single one of you. We love every single one of you, and we will see you next time. Next week's guest is Tom Springer from Things I Didn't Learn from a School Book. I think that's what it's called. I might be saying it wrong already. But yeah, so thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's Provoke Austin and Eric?